Yesterday I decided to finally sit down and make time for the things I usually don't get around to. Watering the plants, checking on new leaves, it's a simple stuff, but it feels really good to just slow down, especially recently when I've had so much on my mind. I don't have a lot of experience with plants, but I like the idea of having something organic that cleanses the air in my home. They don't ask much, just a little water, a little sunlight, a little love. And even though I'm no expert, I'm starting to notice which ones are a bit happier in the spots and which might need a change. It's one of those small things that feels like a reset. Nothing rushed, no deadliness, just watching something grow. I really find that working with, plants and nature in some sort of way really grounds me, and I guess that's why I have so many indoor plants. I used to be really affected by the weather, especially when winter hits and it's really dark like every day. But since I started my small business, since I started crafting really, I think those days are actually the days where I am the most motivated. I just transferred all of my indoor plants to some new fresh soil so they're nice and happy during the winter. Also don't mind what I'm wearing, it's just a comfy kind of day, I guess. As a true Dane, making the atmosphere feel cozy is really natural to me. I grew up watching my family take the time to set the mood, and it's something I carry into my own routines now. Before I sit down to sculpt, I grab a warm drink, I light candles, and pick some music that matches the vibe. It might sound simple, but these little steps makes a really big difference for me. They help me unwind, settle into the moment, and just really enjoy being here doing what I love. It's like giving myself a soft start before diving into my work. I think when you're trying to create, it's good to start from a place that feels calm. So this is my current desk setup. As you've seen before, it's very light and green, and I try to just keep it very inspirational for me, so I get the motivation to create more products, more figurines. I'm wearing my comfy clothes, I put on some lo-fi music, and I made myself this very fake chai latte. As I mentioned before, I'm currently working on these little mushroom buddies. They look like this, hope you can see them. And the bigger one has to be like at the bottom of the keychain I'm making, and this little guy is just gonna be added somewhere in between. And then I'm gonna use the new beads that I just received yesterday, and we're gonna make a super nice cute keychain, and then we're gonna work on the little axolotl keychain. Just a quick disclaimer though, this is the first time I'm gonna make this keychain, so I have no idea if it's gonna work out. It's a new design I'm trying to do. I'm gonna work with the resin a little bit. So yeah, that's the plan for today. We might go for a little walk later. It suddenly just cleared up a little bit and I see some blue sky outside, and I just really want to get some fresh air, so I might bring you guys with me. I always make sure to wear my safety gear for this part. I think it's really worth it taking the extra step to keep everything safe and clean. Safety first. Once I'm set up, I start to glaze the charms. It gives them the extra shine and really makes the colors pop. Plus, it adds a layer of protection, so they're a bit more durable. However, it's not necessary to glaze your figurines if you don't like the look of it, so you don't have to. The process itself is pretty simple, but takes a steady hand to get an even coat. Once it's cured, the resin hardens into a nice glossy finish that I think really ties everything together. I've been thinking about what it actually means to find your own creative style. It sounds really simple, but in reality there's so much pressure to fit into a specific niche or follow trends. Everywhere you look, people are carving out these hyper-specific styles, and sometimes it feels like you have to do the same just to stand out. But honestly, it's way more satisfying to explore what I enjoy making instead of pushing myself into a style just because it's popular. Though I'll admit, when I see some talented clay artists online, and there are a lot of those out there, it's hard not to feel just a little jealous and want to copy what they do. I wonder if anyone else are feeling that way. Obviously, I'd never copy anything, but sometimes I just think, dang it, I should have thought of that. Finding that unique angle in your art isn't something that happens overnight. It takes experimenting and letting yourself make things that genuinely interest you, not just what you think will get the most attention. Like these little mushroom buddies, they're quirky, not because I'm aiming for a trend or anything, but because I just really love making mushrooms. I want to say that that should be enough, but I know it's not always that easy when you're trying to build a business. Okay, you guys, we finished assembling this super cute mushroom keychain, and I think it turned out super cute, especially with like the little mushroom buddy here. And it's just really whimsy and pretty, and I'm really satisfied with this design. This mushroom keychain, together with the cloudy keychain and the axolotl keychain we're gonna make in a minute, are all gonna be available in my upcoming shop. I was thinking that I was gonna open up my Etsy shop first because that's pretty easy to launch, and just like get the ball rolling while I am working on finishing up my professional website. I know I've been saying this for so long, but my life has just been really hectic and busy lately. I guess we can all relate to that, right? But moving back to Denmark has been quite, I don't want to say the challenge, but it's been just really hectic in a way, moving all my stuff back in and, you know, getting used to the life here. It's really different from living in Canada. The job search process is just really long and tiring, but we're getting there. I'm trying to just get the best out of the situation and enjoy my art and find some peace in making my art. So anyways, we're gonna work on the little axolotl keychain now, and I'm really excited for this design. It's a brand new design. I've never tried it before. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but we're gonna see, and hopefully it will be really cute. There's this constant balance between making what I love and making things I know people want. It's almost like walking a fine line, trying to stay true to what feels right to me, while still wanting to put out work that resonates. Sometimes I wonder if leaning into what people are looking for is compromising, or if it's just part of the whole creative journey. It's not easy to ignore that urge to adapt and follow trends, especially when you're building a business. But I think if I keep coming back to what I genuinely enjoy making, there's more purpose in what I create, and maybe that's enough. Or maybe that's what brings people back in the end. All right, so now we're gonna add an eye pin to the axolotl pond. And I got these from Michael's, but you can get them on Amazon. I think I'm gonna have to order them on Amazon since we don't have a Michael's in Denmark. They look like this, and I'm just gonna cut it with my pliers here. And as you saw before, I added like kind of a bigger rock to the axolotl pond, and I'm gonna insert the eye pin in that rock. And then I'm gonna use these pliers and take the eye pin at the end and then just kind of like bend it so it gets like this little hook at the end. And then we're just gonna carefully insert that into the axolotl pond. Sometimes I wonder if the whole finding your style thing is really just about building trust with yourself. Like trusting what you make has value, even if it's not what everyone else is doing. It's tempting to want to take shortcuts, follow what's popular, or tweak your work to match what's selling, right? But I feel like the long game is in creating things that feel genuinely mine. That's what makes it special, I think. And I think people can feel that authenticity. Okay, so the thing we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take this little axolotl pond, I'm gonna put it on some baking paper, and I'm gonna put a little bit of resin in, a little bit of colored resin. Let that dry in the UV lamp. I'm gonna put the axolotl on and put a little bit of more resin in the pond. And then we're gonna glaze the whole thing. So yeah, that's how I'm thinking it's gonna work out, but we're gonna see, I guess. Finishing up this little axle has me thinking about how my ideas usually just appear as I'm working, almost like they're waiting to be found. I didn't set out planning to make these, they just kind of came to me one piece at a time, and now I've got this whole axolotl theme going on. It's satisfying because I know I haven't seen anything like this before, and that makes them feel quite unique to me. Even though they might not be a huge hit right away when I open my shop, I feel like it's rewarding to make something you're genuinely proud of, something that feels like it came directly from your own ideas. Anyways, this is the finished product. I think it turned out super cute, and I will put it in my shop as soon as it opens. I have this need to feel grounded, which is why I often find myself back here up north in my hometown. Being close to nature, walking these familiar paths with my dog is like a reset button I can always count on. Out here, I don't need to focus on what's next, just letting the day unfold without any rush or pressure to create. In moments like these, I feel like I can come back to my work with a clearer mind, almost like hitting refresh. It's the times like this that reminds me why I started creating in the first place, simply because I enjoy it. Rita is being a very stubborn lady today. She does not want to walk and she does not want to move. Well, she's old, so I don't blame her, but come on. We're gonna have to get her little body moving, so we have to go on those little walks, you know. I know some people might not enjoy the silence, or maybe they feel like they always need to be doing something, but for me, it's in these quiet moments that I recharge. Without this kind of space, I definitely start to feel burned out. It's easy to get caught up in the pressure to always be creating, trying to force new ideas, or fit into a specific mold. But stepping back, taking it slow, and letting the day unfold naturally, it's how I reconnect with why I started creating in the first place. Progress doesn't always have to be fast. It can come from simply letting yourself be. I hope you guys can hear me as it's pretty windy down here, as you can see. This is the place I grew up. This is the beach I went to almost every day when I went for a walk with little Miss Rita here, and I just love this place so much. I feel like I was always a mountain girly, but coming back to Denmark and seeing the ocean again, seeing the place I grew up, I feel a lot of peace inside, and I'm really happy to be back. I think sometimes I take things for granted. I was really busy before moving to Canada, focusing on all the exciting things I wanted to do, and I thought that my life here was so boring, but moving to Canada had really put everything into perspective, and I realized all the good things I have back home right here around me. And in a way, I think that was really healthy to experience, even though it didn't work out, because now I really value everything in my life much more, I guess. So I'm really grateful for that lesson. I guess I just really needed to sit down here and listen to the waves. They really calm my nerves. I've been really anxious lately because of all the stuff happening in my life and the pressure of finding a job and going to interviews and all of that. At the same time, I am trying to move forward with my business, and my mom just got operated, like her foot, so it's nothing serious, but I'm taking care of her now for at least a week. So I'm having a hard time finding my way, I guess. So I really needed a little walk like this. And I thought, why not bring you guys with me? And little Rita. I hope you guys have a great day and that you enjoyed this little video. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.